Good morning and welcome to my channel PawfectPastimes. My name's Amanda, my friends call me Amo, and I live in Dorset in the southwest of England with my husband and my 2 dogs. I hope you're all well. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back again. I'm over the moon to have you here, and if you're new here, thank you for coming. It's welcome to my little corner of the YouTube verse. I hope you enjoy what you see and are willing to come back again. If you haven't yet, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps my little channel grow, and it would be nice if you have a notification bell on that tells you when I post again. I only post fairly short videos. I don't take up too much of your time, just a coffee time's worth perhaps. Anyway, so it's lovely to have you along. I answer all the questions and comments and everything in the comments down below. I've been to Wales, and sleeping in a foreign bed is difficult. I'm sure a lot of you feel the same. You go away, and when the bed's not your own, you have a different sleep pattern, don't you? Weather is still hot and dry here in Dorset. We had a 5-minute downpour down a couple of Sundays ago. I did put it on Instagram, and it was lovely. The smell of the grass sucking up all the moisture was wonderful. Just pure petrichor. And when we're in Wales, we had 2 days of rain, and it was lovely, really, really refreshing. They don't seem to have had it as bad as we have down here in the south of England, but it's still pretty brown over there. Everything's sort of beige here now. Anyway, where should we go? Oh, what I'm wearing. This is my Zyla tee by Sandra Butler I made 2 years ago. And I would suggest, if you want to find out about it, it's made in Malabrigo Silky Merino DK in Pidras. If I would suggest you go back a couple of years and find it in one of my previous podcasts, but I've had to look through a few recently, and boy have I changed. I don't know if it's just that I've become more relaxed with talking to you, talking to a camera, being online. I'm just starting to enjoy myself. But you lot certainly help with that, I think. I've had some lovely conversations with you here and on Instagram. I have some lovely messages from you, and we chat and things. And it's just been so freeing to have you there. And I know it's a bit strange, but I think a lot of us creative people are quite introverted, and to have this little outlet is quite safe. Is that the right word? Yeah, I think it is, to be honest. I can talk to you, and I can type back to you, I can message you, you can message me, email me. I'll put my contact details here while I'm talking about it. And it's quite a nice place to be. I was like a rabbit in the headlights to begin with, but I think I've found my little flow now, and I hope that comes across a lot better. So yes, been away for my birthday, had a lovely surprise with my daughter and her partner, and the grandchildren turned up out of the blue. They travelled 2.5 hours to come and surprise me on my birthday, and it was so lovely, so lovely. Grandson and I share our birthday, so he was 10 and I was 60, so it was lovely to have him with me. Again, we often try and do something together. I didn't go paintballing with him on the first, the day before, but we did share a birthday cake, and I'll put a picture in. It's a very, very special thing to have. And while I was away, if you see me looking down, I have managed to write some notes down as I've gone along. I hope I've managed to cover everything. So I will be running through what I've done. I have got a couple of finishes, 3 finishes actually, not too many whips, but I have some purchases I bought while I was away, which I will share with you. And I hope you stick around to find what they were. I'm going to try putting in timestamps this week. I've never really looked at them before, but sometimes when I put in things like my sketchbooking or the moths, I know some of you aren't interested in watercolours or painting or sketching, and some of you aren't interested in the moths, so I'm going to try and put in timestamps so that you can work out where they are and either go to them if that's what interests you, or skip them altogether. So I'm gonna experiment on this week's podcast. Okay, while I was away, I took a little bit of knitting with me. In fact, I took a great big hold-all with me because I never know quite what I want to work on. And I did manage to do a couple of finishes. First of all was my Spin and Blether self-striping yarn, sock yarn, in the black and white colour of Wednesday, and the toes and cuffs were, it was a sock set, 100 grams and a 20 gram sock set, and I think this is called Woe Is Me. It's very beautiful multicoloured thing. I wouldn't mind something in just those colours, to be honest, but I just do a vanilla sock. I've done these toe up, I did the Fleagle heel, and I did slight increases. I think I went from a 60 to a 66 further up, so I think I increased 2, 4, yeah, but up to a 66, and a very loose bind off, because these go quite a way up my leg, because I want them above my Orinoco boots for the winter. And who doesn't love a stripy sock? If you've got it, you might as well flaunt it. So my Orinocos will come to about there, I think, maybe a bit lower, and then I'll have all that showing above my boots. But this is by Spin and Blether, and I managed to buy it last year, and I cast on pretty quick, but I'm just so slow with socks. I have them in my car knitting bag. So I've been slowly working away on these. No particular pattern, like I said, it's just a vanilla. I let the yarn speak for itself. Fleagle heel, which you start about here. Whichever way you do your sock, you either stop 2 inches before the toe and do the toe, or 2 inches before the heel and do the heel. It's ever so easy. There's several videos, YouTube channel things. Oh, I've forgotten what the word is. I'm so tired, so sorry. Tutorials, that's the word I'm looking for. Tutorials on Fleagle heels online. So I started my Fleagle heel here, did my increases, then did the rapid decrease for the other decreases and the heel part there, then went up the leg and increased a little bit. Now I have the pair. I have done both of them, which is always nice to have one per foot, isn't it? The Wednesday was a 100 gram mini. My fringe is doing weird things this morning. I think it's a bit doing strange things. Anyway, the Wednesday was a 100 gram mini, and I have, let me see. I did write this down in my other book, but I can't find it at the moment. Yeah, 100 gram mini for the Wednesday, and I have 25 grams left of the black and white grey striper yarn. And the 20 gram mini, which was the Woe Is Me, I have 8 grams left. So they will go up in my basket of leftover sock yarn, 4 plies. And I have a cunning plan coming up, I think, for my little leftovers. I don't have many leftovers, but I think I have enough to do what I plan on doing anyway, but we will see. So that was my first finish while I was away, the Wednesday and Woe Is Me by Spin and Blethers in a vanilla sock that I just make up as I go along. And yes, they do match, which I was really pleased with. Let's pop them out the way. My second finish while I was away was also a sock. These are the Regal ankle socks by Kerry Carrington, and the yarn is a 50-gram ball of Luca S Woolen Walk, and this is 201 confetti cream, and I have done both of them. They're little ankle socks. They have short rows in, and then you start with a provisional, put in short rows, do a picot edge, fold over, do more short rows, very easy really, and then pick up the provisional and make the rest of the sock. You go a couple of rounds for the body, into your heel flap and gusset, and they give you instructions for the basic sock, but say make the pattern how you like. On the actual pattern they show you eyelets for this part, or rib, or anything you like really. But this part here, of course, stops your trainer from eating it, or your other shoes from eating it. It stops it, hopefully, from going down into the shoe. There's a little bit of a ridge there and a ridge at the back, and it's got a bit of length to it, and a very pretty little picot edge. So they didn't take too long once I got my mind to it. They've been in one of my travel sock bags. This one by Butternut Yarns, Butternut Handmade, Conchita, and they've been in there for quite some time. It must be over a year now, but I cracked on with those while I was away. I'm glad I managed to pick up the 2 sock bags that I had socks already underway in. So that was my second finish, and the reason why I enjoyed doing the socks was I took my Breeze pullover and my Lorien sweater, but the light was so bad. It was a 16th century farmhouse cottage, 3-foot thick walls, very small windows, hardly any light. I could do a bit of work out in the garden when it was bright, but it got so hot, and it was nice to be in a cool cottage with stone walls. Or we were out and about with the dogs anyway. But where I sat in a little corner, the light was a bit bad for doing the darker yarns. So doing the white wool, or the paler wool, or the quite repetitive, just round and round of the Wednesday yarn was quite easy. Now I did take my Lorien. I did about 3 rounds. I'm just on the round and round of the body now. And I did take my Breeze slipover. And last time you saw it, I had finished the back, and I'm going to show it you the right way round this time. I picked up the sides. I'd done one of the sides, one of the fronts, and I got down to there on the other front. There's the underarm, and that's all I've done of the body. I guess it's about 4 inches there. So this is the beautiful Dale's 50/50 by Helen of Nellie and Eve. And though I love working with it, it is dark, and I really couldn't work in a dark little cottage with it very well without my proper spotlight. I have a light that comes over my shoulder here, so it doesn't matter what light levels I've got, I can work. I have tried it on. I am happy with it. I think I have an edge to do, and I have the pickup around the front, and put on a button band. And I'm slowly working down on this, but 4-ply, and it is a broken rib, is taking quite a bit of time, let alone in dark yarn. So this is growing very slowly. I am now going to find my progress keeper that I use for showing you, and I will pop that in. I'm sure you're getting a bit fed up of seeing this. One thing I did want to show you is down the side there is a little bit of a pattern. You can just see there. See, there's little it's like a carried stitch that you then pick up. And I think on the lighter yarns it shows better, the same as the broken rib shows better. But I'm hoping to get more on that. I would like to say that next time I see you it'll be finished, but who knows? Who knows? It's taking a while, as is the Lorien. The Lorien's on the 4-ply, round and round and round the body bit, and it does take a bit of how shall I put it? Willpower. I don't want it to end up in the naughty corner. I don't like having whips all over the place, so I would like to carry on with these two. I have got some other garment pieces in there that I would like to get on with, but I don't want to start them until I've moved these on a bit further. And I've also got some other things to show you with future plans too. Now I did have one more finish to show you before I wanted to move on to whips, but it seemed to flow okay. We're talking about the Bris there. The Bris, B-R-I-S, it's from the Island in the Forest. And the Bris is the Lotte Losgren pattern. I'll just see if I can find a picture for you. Yeah, you can see the side patterning there. I hope that's focused for you. So I'm about there on my size. I've got to do that and put the button band and shoulders on, arm side finishes on. So that is from The Island in the Forest, which is a Lana publishing book. I'll come back to that in a minute. The other finish I had, I'm adding to my mischief. I wanted a quick fix, and so I had a quick look into my basket. In there I've got all my projects that I want to make bagged up, all ready to go with their pattern, sometimes with their needles as well, because I've been looking for a couple of sizes and they were in there. So one of the things I had in there that I wanted for a quick fix was Harold Fatmas. And this is by Wee County Yarns. And if you remember, I made their Advent cowl last Christmas. And I had quite a lot of leftovers of those beautiful yarns. So I knew I wanted to do Harold Fatmas with it. So I got on and did it. He's quite large. And you can see all my other mice all up here. So he's another member of the mischief. Nice bit of colour work going on there. And that's another little bit of yarn out of my leftovers. So perhaps I can do this made by Mia. I've forgotten the other lady's name. But there's a Cal running on Instagram. I think I might add him to that. very pleased with that. It was just a nice little quick make that I got done, I think, yeah, just before I went away. So he was ready to show you when I got back. Love him. So he can go with the other mischief now. And that's all my finishes. 2 socks and a Harold Fatmas. I'll leave all the links down below so that you can find your own version of these things. And the other thing I was talking to you about last time was my Helen Stewart Shawl Society 6 Shawl 4. Get me. And Shawl 4, can I find the paperwork, is the Old Witch shawl. There's the lovely Helen Stewart herself and the Old Witch shawl. Now I'm trying my best to, there's one of the other ones over on Clarice there. My daughter did kidnap the rainbow one. My granddaughter kidnapped the rainbow one. And I don't think I've got the yarn here that I was showing you last time that I was thinking of using. And it was a dusty rose burgundy colour. But I am trying my best to use up stash yarn for doing these shawls. And this is shawl 4. And I found upstairs this, I think it's called King Cole Panache. Last year I did a slip over in it, and the burgundy dusty rosy colour yarn felt a little bit scratchy, and I'm not overly sensitive around the neck, but when you get warm in it, it does start to itch. So I wasn't 100% sold on it. So when I went and had a rummage, I found this panache, which is discontinued, and I think, yes, it says panache, King Cole Panache Chestnut. I got 142 grams. I think I looked on Ravelry and worked out what meterage I get in 142 grams, and it's a little bit over what Helen suggests you might need for the Old Witch shawl. So because I took this away with me, I wound off half of the balls and put it in there, and the other ball I have here, and I knew when I got to the end of this I'd have to start doing the other direction using this part of the yarn so that it would be 50-50. And this is how much I've done so far. It's I-cord edging, and every now and then there's this little bit of lace work panel in it. Very simple, very easy to pick up and put down. And I've lost my I-cord edge. There it is. I am dreadful for not using stitch stoppers, aren't I? So that stitch stopper there isn't a progress keeper really. It's for reminding me which side is the right side for increases, but I will move it up as a progress keeper so you can see where I am with that. And that's coming along quite nicely. I managed to do a bit of stitching on this in the garden because it was quite small and it didn't get too hot, but when I had to move inside again, it's brown, so I moved over to the socks. So that is underway, and I'm not quite sure when the next, let me just have a look to see when the next one comes out on my iPad. Two weeks time, on the 20th. So I've got 2 weeks to get on with that. I'm not deliberately trying to finish them before the next one comes out, but I am sort of conscious of trying to keep up with it. I'd like to get this one finished. She's done sort of a few little ones and a couple of bigger shawls, and I managed to finish that bigger shawl before the next one came out, but I did put a lot of monogamous work into it, so that shouldn't be too long really. And I think while I haven't got any socks on the needles, I might move that into my travel. I have a little shelf underneath the car keys box, and I keep my socks and smaller things on there, so that when I grab my car keys, I also grab this, or my sock bag. So that is basically all I've been up to so far. So I'm hoping to catch up with a little bit more of the Briefsfest and the Lorien, which is on the mindless 4-ply bodywork part. I'm just going to check my notes just to make sure I'm up to date so far. Yep, I'm happy with what I've said so far. I've got a lot of little ticks next to my podcasting lists. Now, we did go away, as I've said to you, and I knew of a couple of places I wanted to go while we were there. And I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. And while I do that, I will show you my new mug. And this is by Kate Glanville. Yeah, Kate Glanville. And I bought this in a shop called Crafts Alive in Llandeilo, which is just along the road from where we were. There's their details if you're visiting the area. It is a fabulous artisan shop of handmade crafts, all local craftspeople, and Kate is one of those. And I do love hares. I have hares in the field at the back of the house, and we see lots on our walks as well. So I spotted him and I thought he's beautiful. I'm going to bring him home with me, and he's just the right size for my coffee. So if you're on the western side of Bannockburn, you can go and visit them at Llandeilo. And while I was there, 2 doors along, she's just moved, is a lady called, I think it's Samantha, and she's got a shop called Yarn and Sews. She used to be further down the high street, but now she's moved up to the top of the high street. She's 2 doors from Crafts Alive, so I managed to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and popped into her lovely shop. She has some lovely commercial yarns in there, but she also has a few artisan kind of yarns again, local made. And one of the local yarn producers is the Vegetarian Wool Co. It's Welsh wool, and it's all naturally produced, similar to Helen actually, who's just a bit further up the road. And I bought 2 skeins of their Welsh wool Shetland cream DK. That's the cream, and that's the brown, pure Welsh Shetland wool. Now Samantha had a lovely hat in her shop, which she had designed herself, and this made some lovely colourwork patterning on it. She didn't have a pattern. She's meaning to write up the pattern, but she's been moving her shop. It was all a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but she's almost there. The new shop has a lovely room at the back for a knit and natter, and she does have a few of these more local yarns. So again, if you're in the Llandeilo area, which is on the far western end of Ballybrookenioch in the Black Mountains, go and give them a look as well. There's a nice big car park at the back of the high street halfway down, and a couple of lovely bakers. I bought some bread and butter pudding and a proper Bakewell tart, and we had some lovely little snacky things from there. Anyway, so I am going to look for a basic hat pattern, I think, out of this. It won't use too much, and like the lady said, I think it was Samantha, I must check her name. It's very rude not to know her name. I'll just check it so I don't give you the wrong information. Yes, it's Samantha, and the Yarn and Sew shop has an Instagram page. I will link that down below. If you go and have a look and comment, say you come from me, and give her a wave. So I wish her all the best with that. Also go and look up the Vegetarian Wool Co. These yarns are the natural colours, and Shetland's very, very soft. So I'm looking forward to doing something with that. I think I will bag this up anyway with a noting of what I want to do with it, and I will put it in my basket of made up kits, because I think this would be a nice quick itch, a bit like Fatma's, Harold Fatma's. I was just fed up with doing two big garments and wanted to do something quick, so I think that would come into that category too. Right, so that was the new mug from the Crafts Alive and Yarn and Sew, and of course I had to go to Bumblebees of Llandeilo, which was just a bit further along around the top of the Black Mountains. So I went and said hi to Lindsay and Jason in the lovely Bumblebees of Llandeilo. And we went, and it was market day. It was absolute chaos, but it's a fabulous destination if you're on motorbikes. There's lots of biker cafes, lots of parking. It's very, very well populated by bikers. I think because it's just the other side of the mountains from Cardiff and Swansea, it's one of those day out, ride out kind of destinations. So, and it's usually quite busy there, but it was very busy on market day. I'd love to have had a good mosey around the market, but I had John and the girls in the car park, and we couldn't get the car park machine to work, so we were winging it a little bit. Whether it had got overheated in the heat and too much use by all those people, I don't know, but I didn't want to leave him too long because I had the app on my phone that had showed I'd tried to pay. So I didn't have time to look around the market, which looked really well populated, but I did pop in to see Lindsay and Jason of Bumblebees. Again, I had a project in mind. I wanted to find something for the Martall by Erica Aberg, again from the Island in the Forest, which is this slip over. Sorry about the sun. The sun's just coming round, and it's going to start affecting it. So it's a 2-colour DK slip over, and I was racking my brains what to buy for it. In the end, I settled on the main colour to be a Juniper Moon Patagonia Organic Merino in Acorn, colour 133. Patagonia, Juniper Moon Farm, Patagonia Merino. It isn't a superwash, it's a 100% normal wool. I'm trying to find the yardages for you. 100 gram, 382 yards in Acorn. And I got these two rich deep yellows for the main colour. I think it'll suit. What do you think? And the little fleck in between the contrast colour, I looked at several solid colours that would go with this, but nothing really said yes, this is the one. I think, like the picture in the book, it needed to be something of the same family, and there wasn't really that much there. But then I spotted also by Juniper Moon, another Patagonia, one of their hand paints yarns in this. Excuse me. Oh dear. And if you can see in there, this acorn is in this paints too. There's a lovely contrast in this beige colour and the reds, of course, the dark browns, but there's also this deep Dijon mustard colour. So I think those three will do quite well on the Martall. I'm hoping they will anyway. I'm not going to cast that on for a little while, but again I will print out the pattern, bag it up, and it will go in my basket behind me, because slipovers don't take too long. I think I have another slipover in there waiting to do, but it's with commercial yarn, and I do like slipovers in the coming season. I'm starting to think towards autumn. We're not in September yet. Don't wish it that way. We're in August. It's my birthday month. We're in August. August to me is the first month of autumn. So starting to think about the autumn knitwear, and I think they go really rather nice. I hope you agree. Tell me what you think. While I was in there, just before I went away, I'm getting quite a croaky throat. I'm just going to have some water actually. Just before we went away, Helen of the Shawl Society, Helen, was kind enough to drop us all an email with the possible yarn choices for the next Shawl Society in 2 weeks' time. Because she has done hers with a particular yarn, obviously she's down under Australia, and she's trying to use yarns from local to her producers. So it gives time, if you wanted to use the same yarn, to order it and get it in, which I think is a lovely idea. But I wasn't going to order from Australia. We have lovely yarn producers here, and with the Shawl Society I have been trying to use up stash, but this time I thought I'd buy something special. I was on holiday, I was visiting Bumblebees, and I thought I'd have a good look, because I do like to buy something in the yarn shops, if not a kit that they've already done. I like to go with an idea of making something already in mind, like the Martall. I had the pattern copied ready for that. I do the same with going to shows too. I either like to buy the kit that's already made up or go with a pattern in mind. So, and I've got to start collecting ideas for Southern Wool Show, which is in 3 weeks' time. We're going on the Saturday. We've got our tickets. So if you're going to the Southern Wool Show at Newbury, come and say hello if you see me. I won't know who you are, so don't be surprised. I am very shy, so don't be surprised again. Anyway, while I was in Bumblebees of Llandeilo and I had the shawl in mind, and the shawl requirements, I again purchased something from Bumblebees, and this time it is a BC Garn Bio Shetland 100% pure organic wool, and these are my two colours. If I go through that little sunlight beam there, you can see all the different colours. I spotted this colour first and I thought, yes, I need to make that. This is SHO30 and 50 grams is 280 meters. So that's quite a generous 4-ply there. But there's so many little colours in there, and we need a contrast colour. So I got that one, which was like the one I was getting for the Martall, which is the same but different. So they will be for my Shawl Society 5. My first one I'm going to do, not out of stash, but with intention, because I was at Bumblebees. Obviously, I can't say, yes, this will be 100% because I haven't seen the pattern yet, but I'm 99% this is what I'm going to use. And last but not least, they always have a box under one of the shelves with end-of-line yarns in. So I had a quick rummage and I found another Juniper Moon. This is Moonshine Fine. And this is 30% baby alpaca, 30% wool, 25 nylon and 15 silk. And I can't tell you how soft this is. 100 grams is 437 yards, 400 meters. So it's a 4-ply. But I'm trying to burst out of my greys and browns now and then, hence having a Dijon mustard and these reds. I have got quite a few redder, this sort of colour, but that's a nice one. I've still got that other project in there with that really wow pink, haven't I? I will get that cast on soon too, I hope. So that was out of the reduced bucket. No idea what I'm going to do with it, but I will put it upstairs, that one. But the others were going to go in the project bags. And I think that's everything that I have to show you today. It was quite a catch up. It's nice to have things to show you other than the same old. I have some, I'm just going to have a little sip out of my hair. I have some crochet plans coming up. I've already started sorting that, but I'm going to save that for next time when I see you, because I'm already at over 40 minutes on this one and I don't want to keep you for too long. So next time I see you, I will go through some crochet plans with you, see what I've moved on the others, and hopefully I've gone a bit further with the shawl too. I've also found a couple of cross-stitch things I want to get done for autumn. Let me see if I got that near. You may remember I started this last year. It came a bit late for the, oh, excuse me, for the spooky season. It's Millie and Merlin, and they come in a little tin. It's Susan Penny Design Studio. You have the little tin. There's her logo. It was a lovely kit, and I'm part way making Millie. Yeah, I've started making Millie. They're two-sided, and they sit inside the little tin. Yes, what attracted me to them was that they reminded me of American Gothic by Grant Wood, the famous painting. And it's one of John's favourite paintings. Now, Belle, I know you sometimes watch me. And recently you had the most amazing little picture on Instagram of you and Mr. B in, looks like Tudor outfits. Well, I had to do American Gothic for John and I did comment that I'd done that for John's avatar on Facebook. So this is the picture I was telling you about. And this somewhat reminded me of that, and it's got the spooky background too, so it's super cute. I have re-dug that out, so I'm hoping to move that along a bit. You know, I have trouble with my neck nowadays, so I don't like working on cross stitch too long. So I'm going to bring that to where I have my lit lamp, maybe do a few stitches each day on that one, which would be nice to move along. And that's everything I've got to show you this week. I do hope you are all being creative and having a lovely time, whatever you're making. I hope you're not being affected by this weather. I think we had a tiny bit of rain here and Wales had rain. So if we all carry on doing the rain dances, we might get a bit more. So get those feet moving. Let's do some more rain dances. We don't want it quite as bad as it was in January and February where it didn't stop raining, but a little bit of rain would be nice. And I'm hoping to see you again next week. So in the meantime, stay safe, stay creative, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye.